On Wednesday's Supreme Court hearing for Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, Senator Thom Tillis read out a ruling that he claimed suggested Jackson was advocating for the release of all prisoners in COVID-19 infected facilities, regardless of the offense they committed, and was swiftly corrected as Jackson explained that the ruling actually said the opposite of that. Take a look at the clip from C-SPAN.
Can I just...
But let me just give you a little bit more context. I've actually written letters to the Department of Justice, encouraging the release of nonviolent offenders in North Carolina at a federal correctional facility. I've also supported early release programs. I voted and supported the First Step Act. I, as Speaker of the House, was the first speaker in probably 2 decades that actually did the Justice Reinvestment Act early release of nonviolent prisoners. But how can I not read this to say that perhaps they should be released irrespective of the crime for which they've been charged?
Senator, if you read 2 more sentences down, that is precisely what I focus on. This is a case, United States versus Wiggins, where I was setting up my analysis as to why I would not be releasing Mr. Wiggins in this case. He was arguing essentially what I said in that statement. He was arguing that the circumstances of COVID-19, which at that point was rampant in the prisons, we had not had a vaccine. There were very difficult circumstances for prisoners who could not be separated from each other in the context of our jails. And as I say at the beginning of that opinion, at that point, COVID was ravaging the jail. And the question for courts under the statute that Congress has enacted for compassionate release was whether COVID-19, a pandemic in the jail, was an extraordinary and exceptional circumstance or extraordinary and compelling circumstance that should warrant release. What I said in that statement that you read was it would seem as though something like a deadly pandemic rampant in the jails would justify releasing everyone. But I go on to say in that very opinion, Congress has indicated that we have to take each case individually. We have to look at the harm to the community that might be caused by the release of individual people. We can't just release everybody, I said in that opinion. And so
I wanted to give you, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I'm on.
That's all right.
In Tuesday's marathon hearing, Republicans aggressively questioned Jackson on the sentences that she handed down to sex offenders in her 9 years as a federal judge, her advocacy on behalf of terror suspects at Guantanamo Bay, her thoughts on critical race theory, and even her religious views. At one point, Republican Senator Ted Cruz of Texas read from children's books that he said are taught at her teenage daughter's school. Jackson told the committee that her brother and 2 uncles served as police officers, and that crime and the effect on the community and the need for law enforcement, those are not abstract concepts or political slogans to me, she said. On Thursday, the committee will hear from legal experts before an eventual vote to move her nomination to the Senate floor. Barring unexpected developments, Democrats who control the Senate by the slightest of margins hope to wrap up Jackson's confirmation before Easter, though Breyer is not leaving until the current session ends this summer. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to visit us at rawstory.com. And if you'd like to see more of the Raw Report, please like and subscribe and join others who like their news raw too.